Welcome back to Find Love or Die Trying. Yeah. It's only up from here. Artemis! Allie, what are you... Never mind that. You've got to come down to the lab. What is it? We found something. And I know you'll want to see it. She reached for my hand and pulled me as we ran. The other girls were already there, crowded around a table with a pile of folders on top of it. What's going on? I was just looking around the lab when I stumbled across these. They're our files. I didn't read anyone's but my own, but I have to warn you. Caution was the last thing on all of our minds. Most of us scrambled to find our own file, except for Yui, who was already holding hers, and Allie. Weird, there's no file for me here. I double-checked, but there was nothing for me. Guess I'm not getting any answers today. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Hopefully it didn't mess up my sound too much. Anyway, Allie slowly walked to the pile, found her own, then opened it in one fluid motion. Interesting. What is it? Allie Major, sent to the island for being suspected of committing treason against the government. Selected for the experimental show fitting this 40-girl archetype. We need one of those. Ha! It's good to know this whole getup was a good idea. Did you know that I actually hate sports? I'd never seen Allie look so angry. Let's see, they got all the fake information I gave. That sounds about right. What is it? They've been taking extremely detailed notes on me for every single run of the show. For the past 2 years. What I've done, things I've said in private or with others. They've got notes down here on to how and when I brush my teeth. How I react differently when they change the show, or tell me different things, or we're nothing but lab rats to them. It's true, and it's my fault. What do you mean? If I hadn't invented this machine in the first place, none of this would have ever happened. It's not your fault. You couldn't have known. Both of these things are literally true. It's not your fault, Scarlet. You really wanted to help people, and that was a great thing. Whoever used this invention for this is to blame, not you. If you say so, Artemis. My file says that they wiped my memories and put me on the show to make sure that no one else could build this technology. I can't even begin to understand how that could even be a reason for causing all of this. I'm not sure we'd even want to understand the people who run this place. The room fell silent. I wanted to crack a joke to ease the tension, but it was impossible. Thank goodness. Wait, what? I'm surprised to hear you say that, Yui, all things considered. Sorry. I know how that must have sounded. Sorry, guys. Mine's the same as Allie's. They tracked, measured, and commented so many things about us. So many times. It feels so violating. But it's not all bad. Did I ever tell you why I came on this show, Artemis? No? Why's that? I forgot. I wasn't allowed to tell you. That was one of the conditions. To be completely transparent, the reason was money, and nothing but that. It was hard enough to take care of myself without my parents, let alone 2 brothers and a whole farm. I remember now. It was Kat who reached out to me. She told me that if I came on the show, my brothers and the farm would be taken care of for life. I know this is all horrifying, but I'm just glad she held up her end of the deal. Even if I might die here and never see them again. That's too depressing to think, Yui. We're gonna get out of here and see your brothers again. Together. Thanks, Artemis. I'd like that. I'm curious, Yui. What kind of archetype did they list you as? The girl next door. Dang it, that sounds a lot better than gaming, gremlin. Yui, Scarlet, Allie, and I laughed. At times like these, having a mood lifter like Tara around was critical. I looked at Violet, who had been silent the whole time. She was trembling. Violet, are you? Please, God, don't let this be true. Violet fell to her knees and sobbed, with her hands against her face. I rushed to her side. Are you okay, Violet? Violet threw her folder against the floor, causing the papers inside to scatter through the room. Nothing is okay, Artemis. It doesn't matter if I get off this island or not. I'm not like you. I have nothing to go back to. No one to stand by me. There's nothing for me either way. Violet, wait! She ran to the stairs. Her sobs echoed through the staircase and through the lab. I moved to follow her, but Yui stopped me. I think she might need some time alone, Artemis. I didn't mean to look, but after her papers scattered around the room, Maybe you should just read it. Yui handed me the papers that were in Violet's file. Violet Valentine is a special case. Otherwise unremarkable, but she's the daughter of Edgar and Vane Valentine, one of our primary investors. It is my understanding that they recently had a son and want for him to be their next heir after Viola passed. Edgar and Vane sent the remaining daughter, Violet, to us, full well knowing what the show would entail. They've paid us an incredible sum to make sure that she does not return from the show. Even for me, this is too cruel. It was too hard to keep reading. I closed the folder and just stared open-mouthed at Yui. There were no words. I knocked on Violet's door later that night, but it was no use. Please, just leave me alone, Artemis. I'm here if you want to talk. I'm here for you if you want to talk, Violet. Even if she had opened the door, I would have no idea what I was supposed to say. What could anyone say? I was wrong. It's not only up from here. There's a long way down. It's hardly a surprise, but I didn't sleep well last night. Who could, after what happened? And just like that, we're on to day 3! I gotta thank you, Artemis. You're making my job easy. I actually get to spend my nights doing productive things now. I'm happy to help with that, however that works. You alright? You don't seem to have your usual energy. Careful, Artemis. One slip up with Cat and this is all over. I'm good, thanks, Cat. I just didn't sleep too well. Happens to the best of us. Anyway, it goes without saying that Yui is definitely a contender for the final ceremony. We'll see! I'm not so sure just yet. Oh really? That's a surprise. Well, not my problem. Anyway, who's today's unlucky girl? So who should I be asking on a date tomorrow? Honestly, joking aside, I think you should ask Violet. Really? I don't think she's in any shape to put on a good show. I mean, we need all of us to be able to work together well to get out of here, right? I don't think Violet would be able to until she's feeling better. And what better way to do that than for a date to make you feel special? Tara does have a good point. I always make great points. Like seeing if I could arm wrestle one of the zombies Scarlet made. That went great. Oh, I remember that. Wait, I was the zombie. That was not a good idea at all. Can I take my vote back? What do you think, Artemis? I like the idea. We could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm sure there's something that we could do to help us escape that we could only do on a date with Violet. I've got it. Tomorrow you'll be going on a date with Violet. Here's what you gotta do. Violet. I've always wanted to spend more time with her, and there's no time like the present. We'll make it happen. I do have one small request though. What's that? And will it give me ratings? I think it will. Then let's hear it. I've noticed Violet being a little down lately, so I wanted to cheer her up. I heard that she really likes cooking, especially in groups. Would you mind if we cooked with the staff at noon? I don't see why not. Let's hope it goes better than the last time. Oh, hi Artemis. Why'd you bring me here? I'm in a bit of a predicament. You see, I may have made an irresponsible bet. I did not take you for a gambler. Well, I'm not, but the thing is, I heard the cooks bragging that they were the best chefs on the island. But hey, I've heard the food you've made before. I know nobody else can come close to how good you are. So I may have challenged them all to a competition. In your name? You are ridiculous, Artemis. Violet laughed out loud. There's that smile I like so much. It was nice to see it again. Are you being serious? Dead serious. In a few hours, hundreds of staff are going to come here. Some of them as challenging cooks, some of them as judges, the rest of them looking for lunch. All of them hungry. Think you're up for the challenge? I am ready to crush the opposition. They will rue the day they challenged me. That's the Violet I like to see. Anyway, what is the theme of this contest? I can't tell you just yet. It'll be announced when it's cooking time. I do like a challenge. Would you care to stay with me as I prepare for the festivities? Of course, Violet. Thank you, Artemis. I know why we're doing this, and I appreciate it. I'm not ready to talk about it just yet, but I feel happier already knowing you are looking out for me. I'm glad to hear that. We spent the time together before the contest just talking about pleasant things completely unrelated to the show, completely unrelated to anything of consequence. Sometimes, when bad things happen, what you need most is just a semblance of normalcy. By the time noon rolled around, hundreds of staff members were filling up the kitchen. I don't want to face you, Violet, but I will if I have to. Oh, you're challenging me? Like a snail challenging the mighty eagle. You have my respect. Eve, is it too late to change sides? You're going down, Violet. We're the Brothers 5, the best chefs on the island. What's that too? What I meant to say is, wow, you really are the best chef on the island. That's right. Dang it, bros, you can't let her intimidate you like this. If we do, she's already won. Say something, 4. We will meet on the culinary battlefield, Violet. You may have my brothers running for the hills, but not me and 5. Come at me! Let us brandish our forks against each other. 5, do you have anything to say? Wait, what's happening? I do hope you'll entertain me, brothers. Violet raised her hand towards them. Let us begin. It's time for the cook-off to end all cook-offs. Each cook will cook their own version of a mystery dish, a dish that I will soon reveal for the first time ever. The judges will be everyone who is not a contestant. You must be joking, there's hundreds of people here. How could we ever feed everybody? That's not my problem. And I definitely didn't come up with the rules for this tournament on the spot. Lion. Violet laughed once more. That was enough to keep this charade going. The mystery dish will be spaghetti and meatballs. Like taking candy from a baby. Not this again. Oh god, I think I'm gonna faint. 1 collapsed on the ground. 1 down, 4 to go. Bro! I knew we should have been accountants. Why are we fooling ourselves? You each have 1 hour. No late submissions will be accepted. Let the games begin. The contestants that were still conscious rushed off to gather ingredients. How are they going to make that much food? I'm sure they'll figure something out. I watched each of them cook furiously at breakneck speed. Violet was hard at work, sweat streaming down her face, the biggest smile I'd seen her have all day. I couldn't help but smile as well. At the same time, 4 was trying to cook his spaghetti with only a microwave. I'm not sure this will be too much of a contest. 1 minute left. Violet filled hundreds of laid out bowls with spaghetti and meatballs in a matter of moments. If you'd blink, you'd miss her finish a whole row. Each looked both delicious and artistic. You'd have thought the cook could have spent much longer than an hour putting each of them together. 5 settled on making about 4.5 bowls. I guess everyone has their own pace. Time's up! It's time to judge! The crowd cheered as they stampeded to the laid out bowls. They were practically salivating. After everybody wolfed down bowls from each of the contestants, they submitted their vote. The people have spoken, and with a resounding majority, our first ever winner of the Best Chef on the Island in the Middle of Nowhere award is... Violet! The crowd cheered, myself included. I did it! Me, I did it! Violet jumped up and down with joy. I felt like a kid in a candy store, just from one look at her. You won fair and square. You should be proud of yourself. Yeah, your food was the best I'd ever had. Though, if you consider our living standards, that doesn't mean too much. Hey, I just had an idea. What if we get Violet to cook for the staff at lunch instead of us? Seriously, it's been years since we've had real food. What's that supposed to mean? Honestly, I think it's a great idea. I know I hide it well, but I really have no idea what I'm doing in the kitchen. No way, bro! Violet and I took one look at each other and couldn't help but laugh. I would love to, you guys. The crowd's enthusiasm reached a level of uproarious applause. Violet! 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 Oh, goodness, you're all too kind. I put my arm around her and smiled. Guess you've got a new job now, Violet. Guess I do. Violet leaned in to kiss me on the lips. For a moment, the time stood still, and the only thing you could hear was the crowd's cheer getting even louder. Violet! 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 We laughed together. I've had so much fun today, Artemis, thanks to you. Care to join me by the beach after we clean this place up? Sounds like a plan! I will see you there then. Hey. She reached her hand out to mine, and I held hers tight in return. Hey, Violet. You really gave them a great show today, you know? I couldn't have done that without my ever-so-charming television host. We walked along the beach, our feet bare in the inviting water of the ocean. Really, I'm so grateful to you, Artemis. Last night, finding out what my parents did, that was the lowest point I'd ever been to. I held her hand even tighter. Honestly, I didn't see a way out, escaping the island or not. Everything seemed like a dead end. But today, you helped me remember that, even without them, I've still got me. And I like me quite a bit. You really are incredible, Violet. That was all you. With you. Violet mumbled something under her breath. Sorry, what was that? Sorry, let me try again. I know I'd be fine on my own, but I'd like me better if I was with you. When we get out of here, I do hope you'll join me for that cruise. She kissed me again. It felt like magic. Violet, She put her finger against my lips. Shh. I know it's not quite the time for this conversation yet, but please do remember what I've said when this is all over. Do you mind if we walk for just a little longer, alright? I don't want this to end. Sure, I'd like that. We walked together till the dead of night. It was nothing less than magical. Just after we came back, a huge storm hit outside. We just missed it. I should end this episode. This one's a little long. My bad on that. Bye-bye. See you later. Love you.